Hey guys, are y'all enjoying Blender 3 or what? This is Keith, and I am back after a long period of time, so I do apologize. But, anyways, I want to get down to the nitty gritty. How are you storing your Blender files? Well, I'm creating this video to make you kind of think about that, and I want you to think about how do your assets that you store, how are they going to be used with your add-ons? Something to think about also. And I know some people may want just vanilla and just throw their objects into the scene and then edit them, change them, do whatever. But other people may want things ready to roll. So this is just kind of something to get you thinking about uh, how do you want your assets stored? So I'm using an add-on called Flow to kind of show you what I'm talking about. And you can get Flow at blendermarket.com, and it costs you about 25 bucks. Now, I'm not here to sell you add-ons. I'm just going to show you something that seems to work really well with the asset browser. And I want you to also think about, what am I doing with my assets before I save them? So I'm going to go ahead and just, use this as an example using Flow. And if anything, if you don't get the add-on, at least you'll think about how am I saving my assets, okay? And it can be the most minor things that you don't think about at the time. And when you pull them out, you're like, oh crap, why didn't I think about that before I saved my asset? So you could save your ass by saving your asset correctly. There you go. All right. So what I have here is I just have a sphere in the scene, and I did that because I want to show you what Flow can do. It can paint objects onto other objects, and it can snap those objects to any other object, no matter what size or what shape. So I thought a round shape would be kind of cool to show you what I'm talking about. So Flow is broken into three tabs, three portions. We're just going to focus on one. All right. And that's the asset painter. That's the cool part. And what I want to do is I want to show you that Flow, it comes with its own assets, and also Flow has its own asset library, where you can store your objects into it. And that's cool, for some things. It's just that it takes longer because you have to do each asset one by one. You can't like get multiple objects in a scene and then save them all and just watch it, automatically fill in your asset browser. It has to kind of do things one by one, which is fine. I mean, if that's, you may like that. I would rather prefer Blender's way of doing things, and maybe someday they'll integrate these things together and make them work a little better, and it'd be a lot more efficient. There's no doubt about that, with space and with time. But what I want to show you over here is the asset painter, and I'm going to go to the library asset first, just to kind of give you an idea of what it's doing, because it has pre-made assets for you to play around with. And like you go asset painter, and it has like free miscellaneous. We're just going to use what says asset painter, subcategory grass. All right, we're going to paint grass onto this sphere. So what I want to do is I'm going to select my target. That's that right there, the sphere. And we're going to start painting, and we're going to paint grass on it. See, grass, woohoo! And you can paint that at any size, random directions, random sizes, things like that. That is like really cool. Right click to get out of it, and all right, what else can this thing do? So I'm going to undo this. Well, I'm going to pull an asset out, and I'm going to paint the asset onto here. And you can do this. You can either save it, like I said, in Flow's asset uh, browser, or you can use Blender's, which I think is really cool. So I'll pull our object out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this onto the sphere. All right. So I'm going to go on this tab, selected object. And right now it's already, has the target. Because remember, I chose the sphere as the target. And I can start painting this onto here. So I just hit start painting. And that's how easy it is. And it's painting it. But there's only one thing that I don't really like about it, is that even though I'm painting it on here, these are painting, you know, in the wrong direction. And I got to think about, man, how am I going to do this? So let me show you. Let me undo this. And one thing I didn't do was I didn't snap to face. Well, would snap to face work? Would that make this object paint onto the sphere, look any better? So I do that. Yeah, it does look better. But the only problem though is that it's not painting the full object. Okay? It's not doing that because this object in the asset browser was stored with the origin more in the center of the object. Okay? See, I screwed it up, right? So let me undo this. And what I want to do is I'm going to focus more on the object here, is the origin, which is the little dot right here. That's where it's painting, is right here. So you're not seeing the full object. What I want to do is change this. So I can go over to Tool, go to the tab, and select Origins. Check that. And then we can only just change just the origin, its direction, and where it's gonna place itself. So we are going to, let me go ahead and get it where I can get like a good side view of it, so I'll know exactly where I'm putting this thing. I am going to put it closer to the bottom, not at the bottom, but like a little above it, like about right there. Okay. Then I'm going to uncheck it. I'm going to go back, and we're going to try it again. We're going to paint this onto here, but it's going to look prettier. All right. So let me go to Asset Painter. The sphere is still the target. Okay. And I'm going to start painting. Look at that. See? Now the object is painting the way I want it to. And of course you can make changes of the spacing, if they're too close together, or you can do like just one. And another thing I found out, which was really cool, and I didn't even think about it, was that since you have, these are instances of this, and you can convert these all into individual objects. But what I can do is I can still go back to let me get out, go back to this object. I can go to Tool, I can go to Origins, and if I wanted to, I could make it change, all of them. All right. So that's pretty cool. That's like really cool. I was like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. So that's what I'm talking about whenever you save your your objects in your library right here, all right, in your asset browser. And I just want you to think about, how am I storing them? And do I really want to mess with that? You could pull it out and then change the origin right there on the spot and then do it. Yeah, you could definitely do that. But that takes time. Any little thing could make you lose time on projects or art that you're doing. So I just want you to think about how you're storing those. What kind of materials are you using? What size? What direction? Things like that. So, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope my idea is clear. I try to be clear, and like I said, I'm a total applications analyst nut, and that's what I do for a living. So, I love to play around with things, and if you have ideas, I love to hear about them. And I'll supply the link to Flow 2.5. Okay. Anyways, y'all enjoy, and I can't wait to see what you have. All right. You take care now. Bye.